What about you guys? It's Scott here from Keeperlit Gaming, and welcome back to Let's Play Shadow Man. Now, if you look here, this is the video that this is the save that I just loaded. This is one ahead of this one. So, Fraps decided it didn't want to recognize my microphone when I first plugged it in, and I went through that entire last video, about half an hour's worth of recording, with no audio input. So I'll do it all over again. I'll get to roughly the same place at the same time, but this is why when I do a video I leave the first save, the initial save, free, because I will need to come back to it at some point, because my mic decided to fail. Or well, it's more perhaps decided it didn't want to pick up my microphone. Anyway, last part, we're still in the Temple of Prophecy. We're still slowly working our way through, trying to get to tier 7. And I believe I need about 13 more Dark Souls. There's nothing to worry about. When you're going through this area, you don't need to worry about trying to get those Dark Souls just yet. Any of those kind of areas with the coals all on the ground, you'll come back to all of this. Come back to all of this later on. You don't need to worry about it. Actually, you don't need anything in this room. There's only a few vases and that you need to break, but it's not worth coming back for. But yeah, so everything that I said in my last video I'm going to have to try and remember and say it again now. I'd say we are coming up to about halfway through the game. I know it doesn't seem it,
Sister's awake.
but as I said previously, even though we are coming to the point where getting up in leveling up the tiers of our power, our shadow powers, is getting tougher because we need a lot more Dark Souls. They are going to come quite frequently, and once you get the 3rd temple finished, which isn't going to be too far away, and you can get that around 8, I think it's through the 8th temple you have the final ability. Once you have that, everything's pretty much easy, just because there's nothing holding you back. There's no hindrance of not being able to pick up any Dark Souls due to environmental difficulties. As well, I know when you look at the saves I have my save files, there is one
The sister's awake.
that's around 15 hours, I believe, is my last completion time. That's not accurate just because I spent a lot of that running around not knowing what to do, because I didn't keep any note of anything and I was playing it practically blind. But this time I know what I'm doing, I know where most of the items are, and if I do get stuck I've got my little book with all my notes in it.
Got it.
So we should be good to go. Let's wait for the hammer to go past, and then jump. And up we go. Nothing of importance in here, so get the button, and we'll use this. This is basically like a shortcut, much like you see in the Paths of Shadow. Actually, first, I'll grab this. Yeah, much like you see in the Paths of Shadow, they want to speed it up, how you get from one area to the next, or how you advance within the same area. And you'll see what I mean here. Because now, if you die and you don't have a save, or save file in place, you can just jump up here, use the button, and you're back to where you were.
Got it. Got it.
Although we won't need that because I'm saving rather frequently.
Got it.
Anyway, we'll carry on. We're not too far from the end of this area.
The sister's awake.
Get rid of these two.
Got it.
So yeah, we're not too far from gaining our next ability. We will get it by about halfway through this video. We'll go around this way. If you'd gone the other path, the path in between the two moons, or the two sisters, you end up in this wee hallway there in front of us. Well, we didn't need to. And there's nothing down that path, there's nothing that you need, so it all just loops around on itself again. And if you may have recognised, we have been here before. We were here at the start of the temple in the last video. Only the blood falls were turned off. Now that we've reactivated them, we can carry on. That room across the way just has a few vases again that can be broken. It's nothing special. Might be a Kado or two, depending on how lucky you are. But other than that, it's nothing crazy. This puzzle can take time just with this part here. This little watching the pole turn around.
The sister's
There
awake.
you go. Was waiting for. Let's say, do you want to target the right one? The closest one.
Got it.
Take care of them. Press this. And then that will allow us to go all the way back up and round. There we go. +1 Dark Soul. This is where it gets a bit long. Just because if you don't want to get, if you decide for some reason you want to ignore the Dark Soul, press the button one more time, you can get out and hit the exit. The problem being, if you do want the Dark Soul, you have to go past the exit, and as the pole only turns to one way, you have to sit and watch this animation for another 3 times in a row. So it gets long, it gets tedious, but there's nothing you can do. Just apply a bit of patience, and everything will be fine. It's a good life lesson as well. Just apply some patience, and it should be fine. Here we go. So you can tell now Dark Souls are coming in very frequently. Get plenty of them pretty quickly. And it'll be the same for the rest of the game, it'll even be quicker in some instances. Just because you do need a crazy amount by the end, because to get to level 7 we'll need 53 and there's 120 in total, and that just gives you a little bit of a little idea of this about the scaling in this game and how ridiculous it gets by the end. can't actually remember if you need all 120 in order to unlock the final area, like the final boss fight, and complete the game. I'm not sure. Because I had it made last time that you didn't, but then I remember being confused because I ended up getting all 120 last time before completing the game, so I guess when I find out, you'll find out.
Sister's awake.
Oh yeah, that's smart. Target the one that's inactive. I don't need anything else from in here. But yeah, this puzzle's pretty simple. You push all 4 buttons, you work your way around the room, and you end up with a Dark Soul. And as with all the temples, for every button you press, a Dark Sister wakes, or Moon Sister wakes up. And last one. You'll also recognize this room because again before, when we pushed one of these blocks out of the way, we ended up in here, and then I doubled back, wrong button, and then I doubled back just because I didn't want to go too far ahead, because then we would have missed a few things. But yeah, so if you, whatever way my save, I think when you save the game, leave the game and then reload the save, everything resets in that area. Because I'm pretty sure I left the block out of the way, like I already opened up the passage last time, but it's blocked off now. The block is reset and you can't actually go back through that pathway. It doesn't actually set you back because it kind of forces you to follow this in a linear path, which is good because then you don't need to worry about missing anything. Yeah, I will save over that. There you go, see, went back from 40 odd back down to 23. Just because if I keep that file, I'll confuse myself and I'll end up loading the wrong game. Oh. Oops, wrong button. So now we're going to go this way. Move this block. And get another area. Again, you can't do anything here. Not yet, anyway. And I almost just threw myself into the off the side there. That wouldn't have been smart. And then this area. This area's a bit long. Well, it's kind of long. It's not too bad though. What I'm gonna do here is...
The sister's awake.
Yeah. I'm gonna clear this area out before doing any more, hitting any more of the buttons. None of the other sisters will wake up until you get to the very top, so you don't need to worry about them. You can just work your way around. I think I actually skipped one. There we go. Again, same with the other areas, if you want to, you can skip ahead of this bit. And then, once you gain your ability, you can then work your way through the temple again, collecting every last Dark Soul. You know, it's decent enough tactics, because you don't need to worry about dealing with any of this, and then getting a lot of the same areas. I'm just gonna leave here before I get caught. Deal with the last one, and there we go. Yeah, we came in that side.
Got it.
So we leave this way. Okay, so I lied about the whole halfway through the video getting the ability thing. I'll try to be a little later, but not by much. So I believe this to be our last area. Wait for it. No. Right, well, might as well get this ready.
The sisters
Oh,
awake.
now we need that. They don't like you destroying their carts. I'm gonna get rid of that so it doesn't waste any more of my... Oh. Sneaking up behind you. That's quite rude. The fighting in this maze can be quite annoying. As you've seen there, not only is there a small space to try and fight around, it's also the rebounds of the shots just go everywhere. And there's a good chance that you're going to get hit in the face with one, so.
Got it.
Or the back. But yeah, there's not much behind. There's not much behind these. You've got a few Kado every now and then, but if you do explore the entire maze and pick up all of this, I don't know if you have to open up all of these or whether you just explore the whole maze. But basically, if you do your whole lap or thereabouts,
Oh yeah.
you get a little secret. And if I haven't explained already, the secrets, I know I explained this when I last did this part. The secrets account to just basically cheats later on, and if you want to for like replay value. Most of them are stupid novelty things. There's a few fun ones, but that's nothing special. I'm going to save here because I know there's coals below me and I will fall into them. Unless I jump perfectly, thank you. And away we go. I'm not gonna lie, I messed that jump up the last time I did it, so have to be careful. We get shot by the heavens in this bit. At least in the last temple they had like an actual, I don't know, prism type thing to shoot you with that laser. This time, nope, the sky hits you with it. And away we go. And there we go. So this is good. Don't run forward. You're gonna die. So yeah, this is a good way to. It's a good place to explain this new ability. It basically means you can walk on any of this kind of ground, this kind of dark coal, or the hot coals. That lava or magma, whatever you want to call it, is not safe. You will still die by falling into it. So you can avoid that. Yeah, so which way do I want to go? Oh, it's this way, I believe. It's this way I went last time anyway, so it's just easier. But yeah, so as you can see, we've got new tattoos on our body. By the end of this, I should be pretty much set to get level or tier 7. I may miss, I'll be a few short, but I should be able to pick that up no problem from previous areas. I'm just debating whether to go through and pick up as much as I can for now, or just save that for when I need it. I might just do what I need to and then come back later on. But for now, we're just going to work our way backwards through the temple to make sure we don't miss anything, because there are a few Dark Souls still to pick up, and you don't want to miss one. there wasn't one behind me, it was just a rebound shot. Anyway. Backwards we go. So much easier when you're playing these kind of areas because you don't, you know, you're not in danger of dying. So you know what you need to do. There we go. So that door leads back to the area where you first got your ability, so you don't need to worry about that. And we don't need to do anything in here. Bypass it all. And you get this puzzle. What you want to do here is jump on him, so he's like, or jump on the lever so that you're facing outwards. And then watch the cage until it goes to the very top, and run. Run. Or work your way around, much like the last timed event. You can make your way around as quick as you can. Avoid them because they will fall. And don't roll off the end. I don't know if the roll makes it easier to get around a few places or not. Always jump off the side. So I think when he rolls, he's only the tiniest little bit shorter than when he's just running. So I don't think it helps with anything other than dodging. But I could be wrong. And I actually completely forgot I needed to roll until the last time I did this level, just because my key bindings I changed. So my left control is actually my aiming button. That's what I used to use the targeting, my auto target. And my right control is actually the roll. And I was not sure about that one. Yeah, I completely forgot about that, the ability to roll. And that's just why. So I'll come back down here, set this button off again. I actually managed to get more done in this video than I did the last one. I would have run out of time by now. I've still got about a solid 8 minutes still to go. And once more should do this. There we go. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get this temple finished by now, or by the end of it. Where am I at now? 50. Yeah, because it was 50. I got to 50 last time before I ended the video. So in one way, it did work out better. Thank you. Yeah, so in one way it did work out better because then I got more put into this. The reason that this is shorter is I didn't mess up my platforming as much as I did in the last video, so you didn't have to go through the cringe-worthy bad gaming. And further backwards we go. Actually, I'm gonna go backward. I'm gonna do this properly, just to, again, make sure I don't miss anything. I'm literally just gonna retrace my steps. Because you never know when you're gonna miss something. And I do not know this map inside out, or this level inside out, this the design of the temple, so for all I know I could miss something really obvious. There's nothing else in here. If this takes me the whole way back and I don't get anything new, that's fine. Just means it just confirms that I didn't miss anything. I know I got all the Gobi from those statues. This room again has nothing of value. Just be safe. As I said, it makes this part, or these parts, so much easier when you can just run around and not need to worry about dying. But that's fine. Got everything we need to. And now we're at the start of the video again. Already picked that one up. Took my eyes off the screen for a second. Even if I finish this temple in the next 5 minutes, I'm probably just going to cut the video off anyway, because there's no point in me doing a little bit more. Right. I'm just going to quickly go across here. There'd be no need to actually go onto the coals because there's nothing else there, it's just to make it harder on the way in. So that's fine. But yeah, as I was saying, there's no point in me going back to a previous area for 5 minutes, just because it's useless. So the next video will be recapping the areas that I've been to. I don't know if I get this one, so that's fine. Yeah, it'll just be me going back to the wasteland, going back to the cathedral of, not the cathedral of pain, the asylum, sorry. And a few more places just to be safe and collect a few more items. The Temple of Life as well, it will have a few more. The Toucher Temple will have a few more. So yeah, I'll do all that the next video. I'm just going through here making sure there's not one last Dark Soul that I've missed or that I might miss. This room doesn't seem to have anything of interest in it. Am I gonna be? No, nice. I'm gonna make this jump. Also, alrighty then. I've already got this one. And again, that door leads back around to the room that you got your abilities in. And it's the same with the other two areas that I picked up Govie in. Oh, you'd be kidding me. Well, thankfully, I have a shortcut here. So this should lead me back to the start, and then if I can get to that room, then I know I've not missed anything. And then we can carry on. Alright. There's one more missing. Okay, that leads back here. I'm pretty sure that's everything. Oh, better be safe. Actually, hang on, if I check here. There is a Govie here, I can hear it. And I believe, yeah, it's going to be under that floor tile. I'm going to quickly jot that down, because I will need to know that later. At the minute, I can't do anything about that. So, there we go. Temple of Prophecy. Floor tile. The reason I'm writing down that there's a Dark Soul in there is just so that just later on, some of the areas that you have a floor tile, there's nothing under it, it's just a few Caddo and the likes, so it'll not be that useful. But if I specify which ones are actually beneficial to me, then that's fine. But anyway, it's about just short of half an hour. That's a solid enough video, so thank you again for watching this. If you liked it, you know, leave a like and all of that stuff. And yeah, so next time I'll be collecting a few more Dark Souls, getting up to tier 7, and then recapping up everywhere to open up all the 7 gates. I think there's 2 tier 7 gates. Check my book. I've got 2 written down here at least. So yeah, that's all going to be happening in the next video. But until then, no matter what you do and how you do it, keep her lit.